Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I say that because it's the morning mayor show.
That's right.
But it's not. And good evening, Athens. Thank you for inviting me. And I do want to acknowledge the fact that the news we have tonight is really breaking news for the city of Modesto, although the Bee is not going to acknowledge that. Yesterday's paper, Judy Sly-Herrero of the Bee said that nobody freely opposes the Modesto sales tax, and I accept the challenge. We are going to oppose it. We have formed a political action committee. The paperwork is being done now, and we will be filing 410s. It will be called Tough Love for Modesto, and it will be in opposition to the 1% sales tax that the city is proposing.
With a PAC, do you have to make public the people who are involved in that, or can the public sign up to be a part of it?
Oh, absolutely. We do. We have many people who are interested. Of course, all donations over $99 do have to be reported. But we don't think we're going to need a huge budget to tell people exactly what this measure. It's called Measure X. We will be putting it online, and X marks the spot to say no. It's time really to tell our council and government that they have to live within their means and that they have to respect the taxpayers. So we want to know what they did with the money we've already given them. As you know, I was mayor for 4 years. I left office in 2004. We had 4 balanced budgets. We didn't borrow any money. And that sort of, in the last 9 years, has gone the other way. They are now at a point where they need $11 million to balance their budget.
Well, I find it interesting that I dare say that Modesto is nearly broke, and yet they're kind of eyeballing other places to kind of take in within the city limits, all the while telling basically the people that live there, we need more money.
We're more than nearly broke. We are nearly bankrupt, and we may be bankrupt and not know it. The city council will have to tell us, I think in October, how desperate they are for the sales tax. And they're not going to mention to you the fact that that sales tax is going to be needed and used to pay off public employee pensions. I have to say that I claimed 2 things while I was mayor, one good, one bad. The one good thing I think I did, even though it infuriated people, is that I did not give the Gallo Foundation $15 million of city money. If I had, for the last 10 years, the city would have had $1.2 million subsidy to the Gallo. So that was good. Other people thought that was terrible. But if you add $1.2 million to the deficit now, we're talking now, instead of 11 million, 12.2 million, plus the accumulated debt. The one thing that I voted for, and I don't know why I did go through a lot of 6-to-1 votes. I could have gone through a 6-to-1 vote on this, but no. We all, even though other council members did not want to do it, we did vote 7-0, that's my vote too, to give the police 3% at 50. Now the real significance of that is that assured them at 50 years old they could retire with 90% of their pay. 38 policemen quit, retired the next month. And why wouldn't they? I mean, they're not stupid. I mean, why would you want to go back to work for another 10%? So, but we have to pay for that. And we're going to pay for it for a long, long time.
Was that something that was instituted with a cap date, or is it just
For
indefinite?
the rest of their lives.
I mean, for the city's life. I mean, is there a cap that was only in force for, say, 10 years and then
No.
it's done?
No.
So now pension reform has to be looked at again and
It's
backtracked?
now done with new employees, that they're not getting that kind of a deal. Other people think that bankruptcy would absolve the cities of that obligation. I don't know how that would work, but we'll find out. Stockton, of course, is filed for bankruptcy.
Well, Modesto is selling the 1% sales tax as a public safety insurance policy to the public. That's the way I'm seeing it anyway. Pay the extra 1% and we'll give you more police coverage.
Well, that's sort of like extortion. Let's get the better police coverage right now. For example, as soon as I leave here, I want to go over to the Modesto Board of Education, where they are discussing security for the schools. And the city has sold a deal to the Modesto Board for $448,000, a contract that will provide 4 policemen to secure 12 schools. So I noticed you.
Yeah, let's see, 12 divided
Yeah,
by 4.
12. How do you? And what makes it worse is that if you drive by, you see a police car in front of a school. We know the policeman's there, so don't go in. But at the other schools, there's no police car, so you got to know that there's no policeman there, so it's safe to whatever you're going to do to go in. So, what I'd like to see, and the police chief and the council should really take these police off campus, put them in cars, and they should be driving the neighborhoods. They should be protecting us out there. The Board of Education should, and they're working on it, they're going to discuss it tonight, employing 14 people so that the schools, every school has complete coverage. They could hire emergency medical personnel, but they don't need a police force. And I noticed that the B has jumped on that. Oh, they want a police force. I don't think so. No one I've talked to is saying that they should have their own police department with captains and lieutenants and all of that. So that's where we are.
Well, before you take off, and drive careful because it is kind of crazy out there tonight. I noticed that the traffic was kind of heavy. Give us your information, where we can find the Morning Mayor.
All right, the Morning Mayor is on at 11:30 every morning, Monday through Friday. Sometimes we're on at 11:35. It just depends on whether the phone gives me a bad time. I've sort of empathized tonight. We're having trouble with the electricity. It's mechanical stuff. But in any event, the information will be out. You will be getting emails. Last Thursday night, I spoke to the Tea Party, and that went very well. And today I talked to some people from Salida. And real quick, I'll tell you. This morning we had Jim DiMartini on, and I called Cecil Russell from the Chamber of Commerce.
How did that go?
Well, he said, I haven't. Well, first of all, I said, are you opposed to the 1 cent sales tax? Well, not officially. I said, well, you've only got till Friday to submit your papers of opposition. Well, he said, no, we're not going to do that because I haven't met with my committee and we won't meet until Monday. I said, okay. So then he says, let me ask an innocent question. And I said, okay. Why are the people of Salida getting involved in Modesto politics? I didn't want to talk to him much longer, but I did mention that to Supervisor DiMartini. As if the politics of Modesto and Salida aren't intertwined. So anyhow, I was given an answer to that question. Why did the Chamber of Commerce and Mr. Russell, why did they go out to Salida to make their first presentation on their vision for the future? Anyhow, what people are really going to find out is that, one, this city is in terrible financial shape. We could be broke. I don't think the sales tax will pass. And I really think that what is going to develop is that they're going to fight for our money, and they being the chamber and the developers, and the other side are the cops and public safety. So we'll stand back, watch the fight, see what happens.
Well, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you
We'll
for
see
coming.
you soon.
Okay.